Yes, Mate.
Thank you. Can you see my screen,
Yes, Mate.
Bhagavatam?
Yeah, yes.
Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet. Nashtaprayim Savadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Utamashloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 10, The Deliverance of the Yamala Arjuna Trees, text 26 and 26 to 29 is what we're going to be covering today. Text 26. Itya antarenarjunayaham Krishnastu yamayo yayam Atmanirvisha matrena Gatam ulukhalam. Synonyms. Iti, thus deciding, antarena, between, Arjunayo, the two Arjuna trees, Krishna, two, Lord Krishna, Yamayo, Yajau, enter between the two trees, Atma Nirvisha Matrana, as soon as he entered between the two trees, Tiryak, crossways, Gatam, so became, Ulukalam, the big motor for grinding spices. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Having thus spoken, Krishna soon entered between the two Arjuna trees, and thus the big motor to which he was bound turned crosswise and stuck between them. Text 27. Bale nanishkasharatatvam ulukalam tad damodarena darashok kalitangribandhu nishpetah paramam vikramitatidvipam skanda pravala vipatu kritachanda sabdu. Synonyms. Balina, by the boy Krishna, Niskarsayata, who was dragging, and Vak, following the dragon of Krishna. Ulukalam, the wooden mortar. Tat, that, Dhamma Udarena, by Krishna, who was tied by the belly. Tarasa, with great force. Ut Kalita, uprooted. Angri Bantho, the roots of the two trees. Nispitatu, fell down. Parama Vikramita, by the supreme power. Ativepa, trembling severely. Skandha, trunk. Pravala, bunches of leaves. Vitapau, those two trees, along with the branches. Rita, having made. Chanda Sabdao, a fierce sound. Translation. By dragging behind him with great force the wooden motor tied to his belly, the boy Krishna uprooted the two trees. By the great strength of the Supreme Person, the two trees, with their trunks, leaves, and branches, trembled severely and fell to the ground with a great crash. Purport. This is the pastime of Krishna known as Damodar Lila. Therefore, another of Krishna's names is Damodara. As stated in the Hari Vamsa, Sacha Tenaivanam Natu, Krishno Vaidamavandanat, Goste Damodara iti, Gopi bhi parijiyate. Text 28. Tatra Shrira Paramayanku Kukubhas Purantavam Siddha Upetya Kujayo iva jata vedaham Krishnam pranamya Shirashakilalokanatam Badanjali Vrijarsvam idam uchatum smam. Synonyms. Tatra, there, on the very spot where the two Arjunas fell. Shriya, with beautification. Paramaya, super excellent. Kakabham, all directions. Puranto, illuminated by effulgence. Siddham, two perfect persons. Upatyam, then coming out. Kujayo, from between the trees. Iva, like. Jatavidha, fire personified. Krishnam, unto Lord Krishna. Pranamyam, offering obeisances. Shirasa, with the head. Akila Lokanatham, to the Supreme Person, the controller of everything. Bhada Anjali, with folded hands. Virajasau, fully cleansed of the mode of ignorance. Idam, the following words. Uchatosma, author. Translation. Thereafter, in that very place where the two Arjuna trees had fallen, two great, perfect personalities, who appeared like fire personified, came out of the two trees, the effulgence of their beauty illuminating all directions. With bowed heads, they offered obeisance to Krishna, and with hands folded, they spoke the following words. Text 29. Krishna Krishna Mahayogins Tvad Adya Purusha Para Vyakta Vyaktam Idam Vishvam Rupam Te Brahmana Vidu. Krishna Krishna, O Lord Krishna, O Lord Krishna, Mahayogin, O Master of Mysticism, Tvam, you, the exalted personality, Adya, the root cause of everything, Purusha, the Supreme Person, Para, beyond this material creation, Vyakta Avyaktam, this material cosmic manifestation, consisting of cause and effect, or gross and subtle forms. Idam, this, Vishvam, the whole world, Rupam, form, Te, your, Brahmana, the earning Brahmanas, Vidu, known. Translation. O Lord Krishna, your opulent mysticism is inconceivable. You are the supreme, original person, the cause of all causes, immediate and remote, and you are beyond this material creation. Learned Brahmanas known, on the basis of the Vedic statements, Sarvam Kavam Idam Brahma, that you are everything and that this cosmic manifestation is, in its gross, in subtle aspects, is your form. Purport. The two demigods Nala Kuvara and Manigriva, because of their continuing memory, could understand the supremacy of Krishna by the grace of Narada. Now they admitted that we should be delivered by the blessings of Narada Muni. Was all your plan. Therefore, you are the supreme mystic. Everything, past, present, and future, is known to you. Your plan was made so nicely that although we stayed here as twin Arjuna trees, you have appeared as a small boy to deliver us. This was all your inconceivable arrangement. Because you are the Supreme Person, you can do everything. Om Ganatmanandasya Gnanjana Shalakya Yachiramitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Krishna Prasthaya Uttarishamate Bhaktivedanta Swaminite Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachate Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, good morning all. Thank you for giving me again the opportunity to serve Srimad Bhagavatam and all of you this morning, my Guru Maharaj. So we are almost reaching the end of this chapter, the deliverance of the Yamala Arjuna trees, which is a continuation of the Damodar Lila, right after Mother Yasoda binds Krishna. And just as we are about to finish discussing this wonderful pastime, we are actually about to enter into the most auspicious time, Kartik. So we are going to be blessed once again um, to dwell into this sweetness, into the sweetness of these pastimes, and carefully study Damodarastaka. Actually, Srila Prabhupada instructed that due to the eternal nature of Sri Damodarastaka, it is necessary to study it. It's not just to read it, but to study it every day during the month of Kartik or Damodar, because Sri Radhika is Lord Hari's favorite among the gopis. So therefore, during Kartika, she should be worshipped next to Sri Damodar. And we will talk about Sri Damodarastakam soon and how this wonderful Leela came about. And we must thank Srimati Radharani for it, because she's the one who bound him first one day when Krishna was late to see her. So stay tuned. We'll be discussing that soon. But to properly cover today's verses, it is important to go back to the time when Mother Yasoda binds Krishna by his belly. Why? Because being tied to the grinded mortar, he delivered Nala Kubera and Manigriva. So as we know, Krishna is called Damodar in honor of one of his innumerable pastimes. In Sanskrit, Dama means rope and Udara means stomach. Right. So it refers to the Lord whose stomach was bound by ropes. I would like to say the ropes of love, of his mother's love. As one day Mother Yasoda was making butter, suddenly Krishna felt hungry. But it was Mother Yasoda who was thinking of her little ones, that with so much love that milk began flowing from her breast. And at that point, Krishna, understanding the love of his devotee, climbed into Mother Yasoda's lap to drink her breast milk. She smiled and was feeling extremely overjoyed by this. But suddenly, household chores, right? She remembered that milk was on the stove and was about to boil, so she quickly put Krishna down and ran to the kitchen. And this made Krishna, of course, very upset. He broke the pot where the butter was kept, and took the butter to eat in a quiet corner. When Mother Yasoda came back from the kitchen and saw the broken pot, she knew that her little Kana was the one responsible for this, and began searching for him, for the little naughty boy, who was taking more butter from another pot and was feeding the rest of the monkeys. So we can just imagine that scene, right? Little Krishna, broken pot, and feeding to the monkeys. And he was looking in all directions, looking for his mother. And when he saw Mother Yasoda coming with a stick, coming with her danda, he ran very quickly. And he was afraid of Mother Yasoda and her danda. Imagine the Supreme Personality of Godhead being afraid of his mother. This is a wonderful pastime, and see how the Lord so beautifully plays this lila and displays this lila. Of course, as we know, the Lord is the director, is the hero, and he instructs everyone of how how everybody's supposed to conduct. Yoga Maya, of course, and she puts a veil on everyone so that these pastimes can happen. Otherwise, imagine, do you think Mother Yasoda will chase Krishna with a danda if you know that he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead? It's not going to happen. But anyways, when Mother Yasoda finally caught him, she thought, he's scared. He may run away, and we better keep him here. So she began to tie him to a churning motor, and it was not because she wanted to punish him, but because she herself was worried again that he was going to run away. So when she tried to tie him, the rope was 2 inches short. Then she got another rope, and still 2 inches, like 2 fingers short, and so forth. So he gathered more ropes, but the gap still there. So at this point, Mother Yasoda was very tired. The gajra on her head just fell off, and she was perspiring, and she kept wondering and smiling, but was astonished at what was happening. Finally, after many attempts, she was giving up. She surrendered. You can do whatever you want. You are so naughty. I'm unable to tie this rope around. But Lord Krishna appreciated the hard labor of his mother and her surrendering, and being compassionate upon her, he allowed her to bind him. And in the third text of Damodarastakam, states that the Lord states, I'm conquered only by my pure loving devotees, Bhaktir Jitatvam. So no one can control the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. The pure devotee surrenders himself unto the lotus feet of the Lord, who may either protect or vanquish. Rake Krishna Marake, Hare Krishna Rakeke. If Krishna wants to save us, nobody can kill us. If Krishna wants to take us, nobody can save us. So the devotee never forgets his own position of service and surrender. Jivaras Barupa Haya Krishnera Nitya Das. Nitya Das. And so the Lord feels transcendental pleasure by submitting himself to the protection of his devotees. In this case, Mother Yasoda's maternal protection. And Srila Prabhupada explains that this benediction bestowed upon Mother Yasoda has never been experienced by either Lord Brahma or Shiva or Lakshmi Devi herself. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is never completely known to the yogis and speculators, but is easily approachable to his devotees. So these 2 inches represent the Lord's causeless mercy and the endeavor to please the Lord. In a word, love, the loving exchange between the Lord and the devotee, the ropes of love. And now we come to the deliverance of the sons of Kubera, Manigriva and Kupara. So these demigods like to drink and enjoy their senses a lot. Because they were the sons of Kubera, they thought they were entitled. Couldn't care less. My father is a great personality. Similar to how we see many times here, similar to what we saw with Duryodhan. There were so many cases. I mean, in the current times, we can see so many people, so many youngsters feeling that way, entitled. But because of this entitlement, things may not necessarily go the way they want. And this was the case with Manigriv and Nalakubara. But in their case, they came in touch with a very special personality. So one day, as they were enjoying with some women that were naked, and Narada Muni came, and they completely ignored them. The women that were there, they covered themselves out of respect and shame, but these two didn't care. They couldn't care less that Narada Muni was there. So they did not offer respects or even cover their naked bodies. So Narada Muni, as a great and compassionate Vaishnava, in order to teach them a lesson, caused them to become trees. And these trees were the Arjuna trees standing at Mother Yasodananda Maharaja's garden. So when Mother Yasoda tied her little Nandalal to the grinding mortar, then and left him alone, he crawled. I mean, he was a baby. He was a toddler. He crawled straight through the trees, and the wooden mortar got stuck between the trees. So Krishna pulled and pulled until the trees fell down, making a big noise. So from these Arjuna trees, two beautiful and shining demigods appear and immediately bowed down to Lord Krishna and offered their prayers. Because again, they had Lord Narada Muni make sure that they remember their past life and understand what had happened. So that brings us to again the last verse that we read today, 29. Let me quote. Oh Lord Krishna, your opulent mysticism is inconceivable. You are the supreme original person, the cause of all causes, immediate and remote, and you are beyond this material creation. Learned Brahmanas know, on the basis of the Vedic statement, Sarvam Kaldam Idam Brahma, that you are everything and that this cosmic manifestation, in its gross and subtle aspects, is your form. And Srila Prabhupada explains that because of their continuing memory, they could understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and realize that this was indeed a blessing by Narada Muni. So this is another example of the importance of being in the association of a bona fide spiritual master, in the association of a true devotee of the Lord, of a well-wisher, right? Just like Srila Prabhupada, all his letters, he signed what? Your ever well-wisher. He was the well-wisher for the whole world. Otherwise, why would he take a risk at an age where everybody wants to retire? And he took the chance and came to the West. And we just celebrated the arrival, 60th anniversary of the arrival of Srila Prabhupada. So great personalities. So the Lord told them that you are very lucky because the great sage Narada Muni blessed you with pure love for me. So this is your last life in this material world. Now you go back to your father's home and continue your devotional service unto me, and you will go back home in this very lifetime. And so upon hearing this big noise, Mother Yasoda and Nanda Maharaj and the gopis and cowherd boys rushed to the garden to see what had happened. And one of the boys explained how Krishna, who was tied to the wooden mortar, had crawled in between the trees, and the trees fell down. The boy also mentioned the two shining personalities. But Mother Yasoda and Nanda Maharaj, of course, thought, how is this possible? They just kept smiling at Krishna and were relieved that their little boy was safe by the will of Providence. So then again, this is because Krishna had instructed Yogamaya, right, to cover everyone in Gokula with a sheer of illusion. Nobody was able to see that little one with such an incredible strength was none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what can we learn from this story, from this lila? from the deliverance of the sons of Kuvera. Well, first we have seen the dangers of feeling entitled. I deserve because my father is like that, or because of this, I deserve. I'm entitled to. Well, I desire this, I desire that, I can do whatever. Well, deserve and then desire. We should always deserve before we desire. If we are we doing the work? Are we doing the right things? Are we having the right intention? Are we working for what that we desire? Or are we just sitting and expecting others to work and at the end be the benefit of something that I didn't do? So that's one thing. Then the dangers of intoxication. When we don't have control of our senses, our intelligence is lost, and this will end in misery. Someone is intoxicated, how are you going to think? You're going to be hurting yourself and hurting others. Imagine how many brats are going to be committed on the way. And intoxication is not only about, alcohol or drugs or anything else. Intoxication is also being intoxicated by our false ego, by pride, by envy. When we are intoxicated with these bad habits, they will go, it will be very difficult to control them, because then we will think that we are on top. We're going to see ourselves as the controllers, as the receivers of everything. So we'll be intoxicated with wrong sense of power, again, envy. So we have to be very careful. Another thing that we can learn is the difference between true love, what love, and infatuation. Okay, infatuation is like it's liking, but more so for myself, for my enjoyment. Why like this? It's like, but everybody likes to use the word love very casually, right? Oh, I love you. I this. No, is it really love, or is that just an infatuation? When there is some discomfort or inconvenience, then this liking starts to diminish. Love, however, means that we want to know more about each other. It means caring, it means respect, and it many times means sacrifice. Of course, love is in the material world. It's just a reflection, a bad reflection, perverted reflection of the love in the spiritual world. Because in the spiritual world, love is pure, respect, and it's permanent, it's eternal. In the material world, unfortunately, society is learning to even dispose of the great values that once upheld society. So we need compassionate personalities that can remind us of our real identity and how to once again enable these values that will strengthen our character. Because when we have a strong character, we can discipline ourselves and eventually surrender to Krishna. Narada Muni, as a great and compassionate Vaishnava, never had intention to hurt these two, even though they were very disrespectful. What a blessing to have someone like that around us. So we should never take for granted a sincere devotee. the words from Bhagavatam, for in this is our success in Krishna consciousness, and to reestablish the connection that will guide us back home, back to Godhead. Out of His causeless mercy, the Lord has assumed the beautiful form, Archana Vigraha form. It is not just a piece of wood, metal, or stone. It's just a piece of furniture or ornament. He is there and has agreed to take this form for the benefit of all of us. It's not an idol. In this age of Kali, age of darkest ignorance, it's very difficult to really concentrate on the Lord and the Lord's pastimes. And that's precisely why we can take advantage of looking at His extremely beautiful form and chant the mantra for this age. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, let us offer ourselves to the Lordships, Sri Radha Krishna. Worship them with our heart or mind, not only on Sundays, but every day of our life. Be grateful for what we have and for what we don't have as well. Okay, remember, I went to the temple on Sunday, that's okay. The rest of the week I can do whatever. No, when we wake up, when we are able to see the sky, we are able to breathe, we are able to do things that we usually take for granted, we shouldn't. Because behind every breath, behind every single thing is the will of the Lord. Nothing moves without the sanction of the Lord. So let us not ask but offer. The Lord is sitting in the heart, and He knows our desires, but better yet, He knows our needs, and those He will fulfill. Probably not what we want to, but when we're supposed to have them fulfilled. Be respectful with the deities. Never forget that who we are dealing with have to be, again, respectful. Develop that love. They're not pieces of ornaments, but the proof of love. And when we love, we are also loved. When we give, we receive. Some devotees during Navratri pray, which Navratri is just before Kartik. And so they pray to the topmost Vaishnavi, Durga Devi, to help them kill their enemies, to purify their hearts. Actually, most pray for material enjoyment. This activity or my enemies, or my enemies. Our real enemies are our anarthas, our bad habits. Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha, Mada, lust, anger, attachment, greed, overpride, jealousy, selfishness, injustice, cruelty, ahankar, ego. So let us be God-loving, and with sincerity offer ourselves to Shri Radha Damodar and worship them with our heart and mind. We should not wait for Kartik to read Damodar Astakam or read about these pastimes. We can read, study, and be inspired, and even better, inspire others. It's important. And as we do this, we realize again how we are supposed to be well-wishers for all, not just for some, for all. Krishna only didn't create only a particular kind of beings. Just look around. So let's stay inspired, stay connected, reflect on why are we here, why are we doing what we are doing, what are the things, what are the examples, what are the takeaways from these leelas, what is the message from Srimad Bhagavatam, how can it inspire me, inspire others, how can a positive change come about, what is my real intention of being serving, do I like or do I love? Do I like, do I love, but am I willing to go the extra mile to serve? Or am I just sitting in my comfort zone? That's the difference between love and infatuation. When I'm sitting comfortable, it's okay. I already did this thing. I don't need to do more. When we need something, do we ask Krishna, Krishna, I'm in need, please help me do this, help me with this. And the moment we get that situation resolved, do I remember Krishna? So what is our intention? That is very important to know. Do we behave sometimes like the sons of Kubera? With arrogance, with pride, intoxicated because of power, because of our position? Or are we humble, loving, and caring like Mother Yasoda? When we reflect on the situation and we see the purpose behind survey, and we see the examples of our great well-wishers, Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual master, and so many devotees around us that many times we take for granted, then we will understand many things. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much again for the opportunity to serve. All glories to Shri Shri Radha Damodar. All glories to Shri Shri Radha Madhava Hari. Vanchakalpatarupascha kripa sindhu vevacha patitanam pavanevya vaishnavevya namo namaha. Hare Krishna. I'm sorry, I didn't even ask. Are there any questions, comments?
No questions. Nice class. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So no questions. It was a very nice class, very informative, very well rounded. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I forgot to say that please, if you have not placed your order for Radharani's Kitchen, you can do so today. I know I always say that, and I'm usually the one who is late in placing my orders. Sorry, Parthasarati Prabhu. And we have actually special programs this weekend, starting tomorrow with we have our talks and crafts at 10 o'clock in the morning. Very nice session tomorrow. Very nice session tomorrow. So please join us, dear Vaishnavis. And then we have on Sunday. I'm trying to see here.
Sarvaputru Puja.
Yes, and that is going to be at 4, right?
Yes, Shat Puja at 4 o'clock.
Shat Puja at 4 o'clock, followed by Kirtan. Yes, because we are actually have, tomorrow Harinam. We have Harinam at 10 p.m. Just trying to find the
5:30 to 7:30 at Tempe Lake.
at Tempe Lake. Okay, I think I got it here. So as we celebrate the World Holy Name Festival 2025, organized by the Iskcon Kirtan Ministry. Iskcon Phoenix is participating, and again, it's going to be Saturday. Saturday at the Tempe Beach Park, 5:30 to 7:30. Parking is going to be at the Tempe Beach Park on 80 West Rio Salado. You can see, or Ash Public Park and Public Garage. You can see more details in our flyers posted on Facebook or on the website. And then we'll continue the celebrations on Sunday, starting at 5 p.m. with Kirtan. Again, Radharani's the menu is available. Vaishnavi programs tomorrow. And well, and also we have the our children. Please make sure the children come on time on Sunday, where we have a special program because we are also joining hands with
World Clean Day.
World Green Day. So they're going to be having a special project. I think tomorrow there's going to be some cleaning while doing Harinam, and we may be planting some seeds on Sunday. So please bring your children. Every day is a festival in Krishna consciousness. Join us. Hare Krishna, and most importantly, Srila Prabhupada, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Hare Bol.